Hey folks, welcome back to WarThunder. Today you join me on surroundings of Volokholamsk, driving the T-62 in a simulator battle. This is just the regular T-62, not the M version with the add-on armour and the better gun. So we're rocking like sub 300 pen on the APDS FS in this round, and around 160 at 60 degrees, so not the best, but the bulk of what we'll be seeing today are leopard variants, so it can handle them more than handily. So the main focus of this game is mostly just the result and the failing of my team. It's odd to lose playing Russia in this event because you have the IS-7 and the up-armoured T-55s and T-62M like I mentioned. So I thought I'd get carried, but what ended up happening is me carrying this entire flank on my own. Favourite feature of this tank as a PS4 user is being able to use this this Gunsight, which has ranging marks on it and a little sort of odd rangefinder, which I will explain how it works briefly, but let's just finish him off first. Alright, so you've got the rangefinder in the bottom right. That 2.7 at the bottom is the height of the tank in the marks. All you have to do is line a tank up in the gap, put the base of it on the solid line, follow it along until it fills the space, and the mark at the top is the range. So it's only a rough estimate, but here I put it at about 1800 meters, give or take. And generally the markings are so close that you can afford to be off by maybe 200 meters and still hit your mark. So here we've got on the left APDS, FS, Heat FS, or HEFS, and then the MG at the end, so you'll see that the variance in the range differs depending on the drop-off. You can actually use the MG to range the other ammo if you want. So I've set the APDS FS to 1800 meters, as you'll see, and then the only thing that remains is to take the shot. We hit a little bit low, so my estimation might have been off, but as you can see it works accurately enough to disable a target, or at least hit them. And finish them off in 2. It's incredibly satisfying to use when you get good with it, and it does have a few drawbacks though, like say for example you can't see the entire target. If only their turret's exposed or something, you have to kind of wing it and guess where the bottom of them is, and also with it being, like I said, it's for tanks that are 2.7 meters high. A lot of tanks will be more than that, or a lot of tanks will be less than that. It makes it quite difficult to hit things that are really low profile, like Raketen Jagdpanzers and stuff like that. But on the whole, it gets the job done, and like I said, you can use the MG to range your shots in, and the other advantage of it, although it's very rarely needed, is that you can actually range up to 4000 meters. And obviously using the regular in-game range sight, or gun sight, you can only be accurate out to a max of about 3000 meters, because the range lines end at 2.8k. So I'm glad that this guy decides to back off into this dip, because it means I can engage him from cover. Getting a little bit anxious that he's going to fix his gun before I can kill him, especially when that happens. This thing has like a 10-second reload, so that's one of the downsides of it. There we go, second target destroyed. You know, watching this footage back just reminded me that the T-62 has that shell ejection animation as well, and this is the first time I've played it, so it's kind of a shame that I'm not getting to see it. One and done on the leopard ones. I actually love killing leopard ones. It's just, they're so easy to kill, and especially the A1A1, when you know that it has a fighting chance against you, it's nice to know that you've wiped one off the face of the earth faster than he could to you, even though he has all the advantages, like a laser rangefinder, I think, or at least a much better one than what I've got, which is just, you know, lines on a fucking gun sight. But as you can see, despite us having the much stronger team on the whole, like I said, we get IS-7s and the like, the team's just folded, and I'm left here on my own at the A side of the cap. Let's just skip ahead until, or not, until we find some action, I was going to say. He was lucky there, but I did immobilise him, it looks like. Shot on the move to finish him off. I think this is the first tank that you get for Russia that has a stabiliser, so it's nice to make use of it when you can. I really don't like going for caps when the enemy have all of them, because it just highlights your position. And I mean, it highlights your position anyway, but when you're the only person that's visibly making a stand against their efforts, they're going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. Well, that's my assumption anyway. So my playstyle is generally quite passive. I prefer to be the ambusher rather than the balls to the wall. You know what I mean? Like, I play passively. And being on the cap and in the thick of the action does not allow you to take your time and slow things down and take them at your own pace, because the enemy dictate the engagement rather than you. I could be attacked from any direction at all right now, but I'm going to come up on this hill so I can get eyes on the line from their spawn. I can see SPAA firing. Looks like the helicopter's trying to engage. I'm trying to use the rangefinder on just like objects in the distance, like if you're used to seeing how big a tank is compared to its backdrop, like these telegraph poles for example, then you can kind of make a rough estimate at long range, and like I said, you can afford to be off by a little bit and still hit your mark. So right now I'm switching to HE, as you'll see. Not HE, heat, sorry. So if you look at the second bar on the ranging lines, then I'm adjusting for that one now, and I've put it at about 1400 meters. I was hoping that if the SPA kept shooting, I'd be able to kind of lob one over the hill, because the arc is quite high. I just realised that my entire right side is exposed through that gap. So I'm going to switch back to APDS FS. I mean, I've still got heat loaded for the next shot, so if anything surprises me, I'm probably going to miss. Spoiler alert. I advanced around this berm because it gives me better cover if I spot anything, and my plan was to rush up onto this hillside to the left, but this guy appears. Now, heat thankfully kicks up a lot of dirt, and I mean a lot of dirt. It's practically like a small smoke cloud, but you can see in the distance it's still not disappeared yet. So it blinds them for half of my travel back to this bit of cover. And I've popped ESS and then I'm reversing into it. It pops out the back of the tank, but because I'm going backwards it helps to cover me quite a bit more thoroughly. And it helps to account for the atrociously shit reverse speed of Russian tanks in general. Thankfully I was still close enough to this berm, so I'm just going to use this to repair. Now if I was them, especially with ESS lasting as long as it does, I would be pushing the berm on the other side, and I would go around A and I'd come up behind me, because I'm pretty sure there's more than one of them. I don't know why, but even at the time I had a feeling that there was more than one of them. And if there's ever more than just one of you and you both sit there waiting at the same spot for something to happen, then you are just idiots waiting to die. You need to be proactive and let one team member do the one needs to be aggressive, one needs to be defensive, and that's how you win engagements. But if I'm remembering right, if there even is two, this game was yesterday, my memory's like a fucking broken sieve, but if I remember right, they don't play it very well at all. I got incredibly lucky there. Yeah, there are two. I love this little bit of cover that I've found, so I'm basically covered on all sides. And this guy doesn't even know where I am, and just rolls straight into my round and kills himself basically. And there's another one. They're like lemmings. very high velocity on this shell, so I don't even really need to aim. His gun's still up. And he bounces. I think these guys must all be using APDS because I don't know how that didn't kill me. Like, he's using the 120 APDS FSH. Actually, he couldn't have been using APDS, but I still somehow bounced it. And there's not even that much parallax to account for on the leopards. At least I don't think so. Maybe the L44 has the sight on the roof. It's possible he might have been aiming high and overcompensated for the parallax and just skipped off the top of my turret. Right, so 7 kills. At this point, I don't get anything else, and we end up losing on points, but it does look at this point as if the team are clawing it back, which is why I'm being a bit more aggressive. We have 2 caps now, and my plan was to push the ridge on the right, get in some tree line cover, and then just watch for anyone coming back to try and cap it. And I was expecting them to come from both directions at this point, because the match is definitely far along enough for them to have got to our spawn side of the map. So speed is of the need. Get to this tree line as cover before I start scanning around, because even if I spot someone, cover's going to be more important than engaging them from the open, because I will just die, especially with the reload being what it is. Slowed it down so you can spot that leopard there, ranging ahead by guessing his size. Put it about 1300 meters. I'll take it. He can't shoot back. I was hoping for a kill though, because now he's in cover and he could pop up literally anywhere along that ridge. Marking him on the off chance that the team actually give a shit. I don't think anyone else is over here though, but I think we do have a heli up which could have dealt with him. The reason I'm pushing this way and staying on this side of the trees is because I was hoping to get eyes on the SPAA, but I think it must have moved off or died, because I don't find it. And this guy actually doesn't reappear until basically the end of the game. He repairs, he goes all the way to A and he caps it, and then I start making I start making headway to get to A. And I don't spot him until he's way back at the other side of the map, and I shoot at him just as the match ends, so we'll skip to that, check the results, and then we'll call the video there. So this is roughly 5 minutes later. As you can see, they've capped back C, or whichever one the middle is. It's a bit small on my screen. This guy's just capped A, and I've just spotted his turret peeking over the berm where I engaged the AMX at the start of the game. Now, he's not looking this way, and I don't expect him to. My crew can't range that far, but I know it's over 1,000 meters, and from guessing his height, I was winging it around 1600. And I hit him, but only 2 crew. And then, as I said before, the game ends before I can get a follow-up shot. So, he gets to live. Really shitty result, given our performance in that game. But I had fun, so, you know, call it a win. To be honest, I think of it as a personal win if I manage to go a whole match and don't die, so to not die and also get 7 kills is a pretty good result. Currently, for some reason, researching the SU-57. Don't know why. Maybe I've got all the top tier stuff, I can't remember. Pretty sure I don't have the T-72A yet. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching. Maybe you learned something about that little rangefinder. Bonus is that even PS4 users can access it. I'll explain it in the description if you're interested. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.